Hey everyone, I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be making a tier list, which is off from my normal videos that I make. They're normally gameplay, but I wanted to have a say, and I wanted to have a voice in Dead by Daylight. I really want to start, because I'm good at this game. No joke, I'm good. I know what I'm talking about, so I just want to have a voice in this game, so I'm going to make a tier list. Um, yeah, basically that's it. There's not going to be an F tier because I do not think there is a killer worthy of F tier in this game. They all have something going for them. They might have a lot of bad sides, but they all have something going for them. So yeah, I'm gonna get started with Spirit. Spirit is definitely A tier. She's probably top of A tier out of every killer. She'd be S tier if it wasn't for the fact that she's so slow. She is a really good. She's really lethal. She's mobility wise, she has that going for her kind of, especially with certain add-ons. Yeah, she's good. She's strong. She's overpowered really. Legion. I want to put him in C. I really want to say B, but I'm putting him in C because if I look at C and B and A, people in A, they're not. He's just nowhere near as good as the people who'd be near as good as them. So yeah, he has you don't really use his power for mobility, I wouldn't think. I don't know. I'm not really a Legion main. I've played him a bit, but he can be lethal though, cause you stab someone, you get information, you stab more people. He really does slow down the game a lot. He can be a pain. In the right hands, he is strong, but I do not think he can really go up above B. You can argue for B, but I don't think anything above B is good. If there was C plus, maybe he'd be there because he does slow down the game and he can be lethal. If you get 4 injured at the start of the game, you know you're gonna win basically. But that's about it. I don't think I've lost. I don't even think I've gotten less than a 3 cannon game where I've gotten at least 3 people at the start. Even as Legion, I don't even think I've gotten. I don't think I've even gotten less than 2 kills as Legion because he's so easy and he's strong. Because especially with the survivors that you get nowadays, they're not hard at all to go against. Plague, C tier. I really think she's maybe B tier. She's really strong. Maybe I'm gonna keep her here for now. B tier. She's strong. You puke on someone at the start of the game, you go away. If they cleanse, you get your strong. You get the reason why you probably play Plague, the power, the corrupt purge or whatever. And if they don't cleanse, they get injured, and then they spread it to everyone else. Within a minute or something. So 45 seconds. It's pretty good. You can injure people without you even needing. I've injured people without me even seeing them until I got to them. It's pretty insane. You can. There are no mithards, so they can't heal. There are no mithards. They're broken. Whatever. She's strong. She is strong, but she's just not as good as maybe. Actually, I'll put her in C. Actually, I changed my mind. Ghostface B. If you look at Spirit and then Ghostface, they're nowhere near as good as each other. Spirit's way better, so I don't want to put him in A tier. Actually, I might actually put Spirit in S tier right now. She is actually really strong. Ghostface though, he's not really all that. He is really lethal and he does have stealth, but he doesn't have mobility. And after you know where he is, it's really easy to loop a Ghostface. He's not that good. Ghostface isn't really that good in my opinion. Yes, as long as you have eyes and have game sense and keep yourself in a strong position or have sprint burst, you're really safe against them. Demo's B. He's really low B though, because he does have mobility, but you gotta place portals and it takes time setting up, and he has the shred attack, which is really what's going for him. But thing is, it's easy to dodge if you play right, if you position yourself well. Just don't loop Shaq against Demo, obviously, unless you really have to, because that's where he shines at. But really, Demo, he has counters. He's not A tier. A tier is where they're basically super strong. They have some downsides, of course, but they're super strong. S tier is where they really have no downsides. And he does have downsides, so a lot actually. So yeah, if he misses a shred too, and everybody misses a shred with him, nobody doesn't miss. I've seen even good YouTubers miss. Good people, players always miss. Not always, but I see them miss all the time. And it's such a long, really cooldown, and if you miss, you're gonna go flying in the direction that you shredded, and they're just gonna get so much distance, and that's not good. Even if you miss a shred once, that could have been someone who was on the hook, but they really just get away because of how much distance they get on you. So Oni. I want to put him A, maybe S, but A for right now. The only thing really keeping him away is that he has no power until he gets those first hits, and then that's when the snowballing starts. He's really strong. He's really strong. Mobility when he has his power, insane. Lethality when he has his power, insane. He's just really good. Deathslinger, I want to say D, honestly. Maybe C. I'll give him D. He's super slow, no mobility. His lethality is what makes him good, of course, but that's not even that good because just throw it on a pallet. Really just throw it on a pallet. That's all you have to do. Then his gun's basically useless. If it's a good Deathslinger, obviously you're gonna be able to maybe get him around these two tiers, B, C. But really, your average killer will not do good at Deathslinger, really. And the fact of the matter is, the Deathslinger just has so many things against him, and he has that one thing, which is lethality, and he still doesn't do that as good as a lot of other killers. And those other killers have a lot more going for them. Executioner is definitely A tier. He's strong. He doesn't take as much skill as some of the other A tier killers that I'm gonna add in later, but he is strong, and that's what makes him strong. Probably is that he doesn't take as much skill, and people that don't take as much skill, they are strong because you know how to use them basically right off the bat. He does take a bit of game sense, I guess, with his thing that goes through walls. I forget, a punishment. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. Ending chases. As long as you just know that if they're gonna double back or not, that's basically all you have to predict, and then you get a hit off. Blight, I want to say C. I don't think he's that good. I haven't played him more than 4 times, maybe. I haven't played him much. I don't play this game as much as I used to, but he's definitely good. He's strong. Sometimes in situations though. Mobility wise, he's good. He has some lethality, but that's about it. Just some. The fact that he's so easily avoidable though when he's rushing is what makes him bad. He rushes it into a wall and he rushes and then he can't hit you until he bumps into something, and by then you can probably find yourself an obstacle that you can go around. They did make him cool down from missing and stuff. Really, he cools down really fast from the rush though, and that is really good because he can get all that distance. He can cover gaps pretty easily. I'm just gonna end it there with the Blight because I don't think he's that good to talk about. He's obviously just a meh killer, in my opinion. Freddy, really strong. He takes almost no skill. There are some things like the mind game with the generator teleport. If you're smart, if you have more than 5 IQ, you'll probably do that. Snares, double back, place a snare, double back again. They walk into it. You probably get a free hit. That's what you can do with Freddy. Maybe takes a bit more knowledge to do that, but not much. You just hear me say that, and you can basically do that. He has map pressure, mobility. He has lethality. He's really good. And I don't like Freddy, by the way. Trapper, perkless Trapper, really bad. You're gonna dominate a perkless Trapper if you because perks make him really strong. A certain a chase perk and a gen stopping perk with him is really good because he can normally your gen stopping perk with him is gonna be either ruin or corrupt intervention, and corrupt intervention you cannot counter at all. The perk wise, you can counter it by hiding it out, but such a boring way to play it. Nobody really does that, I don't think. And ruin, he can put a trap in. It's pretty hard to get unless you can get it basically unless it's like omni cleansable, I guess. You can cleanse it from all sides, I guess. I don't know. Trapper's not really that good in my opinion. Wraith, if I didn't put Trapper in D tier, if I put Trapper in D tier, I probably should put Wraith in D tier, but I'll put him in C tier because he has a tiny bit of lethality. Uncloak, you get that sprint burst. I have used that even against a bit better survivors. Really, you're really good survivor. Your good survivors are gonna run away when you cloak. Most likely, they're gonna either not run away. Sorry, that's stupid. I shouldn't say that. They're really gonna stay at a spot where they can get to the pallet no matter what side you go or what mind game you try to pull off, and that's really just that's how you're gonna play against the Wraith. He has mobility, of course, but that's about it. Map pressure, maybe if they're injured and they're scared that they're gonna get attacked by you. Billy, A tier. I want to say B tier, but I'm giving him A tier. He'd be in B plus probably if I had that tier, but I don't want to make that really because then you just have this big bulky column with a lot of little sub tiers, I guess. So Billy, he's strong. Map mobility, of course. Map mobility, pressure, lethality. He has that insta down at his disposal, but a smart survivor will keep his distance from that. Will keep their distance from that. Mobility. Most maps are have places where he can basically go one side of the map to the other. Other maps don't, and it really depends on the map. He's pretty map dependent most of the times. Um, along with killers like Blight, you'll have a really hard time if you get Leers or something, and stuff like that. Killers like that. I'm gonna stop at Billy though because it's pretty obvious. He's been in the game the longest, along with Trapper and Wraith. Everybody knows his strengths and weaknesses basically. Just loop him. If the Billy doesn't know how to curve well, then you're gonna loop him. Nurse definitely above Spirit. Like I said, Spirit's probably A plus. Spirit and Oni are A plus, but I don't want to make a subdivision, tier. So Nurse. Obviously everyone knows I'm a nurse main. No, not everyone knows, but I'm a good nurse in my opinion. God tier nurse maybe. It depends on how I'm playing. I can play really good nurse, and in the hands of a good player, she is really good. Blinking, you need information as her. That's all you need really. So if you can get information perks, then if you're not as strong as a nurse, then information perks will help you. If you have thousands of hours in this game like me, and you have really good game sense, then she's super strong because you just know where survivors are going to be. I know when I'm facing a good survivor, they're going to pretend like they're looping, maybe go around a corner and then make distance. So I know that I should probably blink farther away from that loop, and it normally works. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just know I'm probably right. Nurse is strong. Mobility, lethality, she performs perfectly in every category, which makes her S. Uncounterable if you're really good, and even if the survivor is super smart, there is something you can do. You basically kind of just camp a pallet and force the nurse to kind of just force fatigue basically. If she charges her blink, you kind of got to be a nurse main or no nurse to do this too, because if she charges her blink a little too little, then she will blink at the side where you got to throw it down forward basically if you were running. Then if you got to make sure she doesn't have a blink though, another one, because then she can follow up and you gotta do your best to mind game her out of that follow up blink. Or you kind of just camp a pallet, but smartly. If she short blinks, then you throw it down on the other side, or you make distance. If she long blinks, then you throw it down where she was before, because then you kind of just, so imagine a pallet, okay? You kind of stand in the middle, but you kind of circle around to make her nervous, not know what to do. Then if she's gonna blink longer, then you throw it down where she was standing basically on that. You go to her side basically and throw it down. If she short blinks, which it's harder to predict that, but she's not really gonna short blink probably. She's probably gonna long blink, or she'll just cancel it because she doesn't want to take the chance, and that's what a good nurse will most likely do. It's tough to do that though because you gotta really yeah. So yeah, that's really the only counter I can think of to nurse besides blocking sight. But that's about it, and a good nurse will even know how to counter your blocking sight or just blink to you and hit you. Michael is C tier. He doesn't have the mobility like this guy does, and even though this guy has a one shot, he also has an ability that will help him close loops. He has the faster vault speed in tier 3, but it's not really that good because you got to stock a lot and just loop 2 pallets, 1 pallet even if it's a really good pallet, and you can basically outrun his base tier 3. If he has add-ons, base tier 3 is a minute. If he has add-ons, it's longer. If he has those add-ons, but you can most likely outrun it if you're a good enough survivor, and you're in a good position. Obviously, a good survivor will put themselves in a good position. If you watch any of my survivor videos, you'll see that I'm most likely looking around to see good places. And even if I'm in a bad position, I probably have sprint burst, which isn't a bad position anymore because it puts me basically wherever I want. Hag, I want to say B tier, but I want to put her at top of B tier. I'm gonna make it quick with Hag. She can be anywhere she wants. If a survivor triggers her trap. Not really. Okay, I'll rephrase that. She can basically be anywhere on the map as long as she's within 40 meters of it base. She's strong, so she really is strong. Cancel loops really easily, put a trap down. Survivors are kind of forced to either be smart or be smart or leave the loop, and leaving the loop is something that a survivor doesn't normally want to do, so they'll probably die or take the hit. So yeah, Hag, good. Lethality, not very mobile though. She's 4.4, which is why I almost want to put her in C tier, but I'm saying, actually no, I don't even almost want to do it. I'm not going to do it. If you think about it, Hag is just really good. Doctor, D tier, really, he's so easy to counter. His shock is only good in certain situations, and it's really, he's a base killer, really, with detection, basically. His lethality is only good in in the right hands, but Doctor, he is good. He can be good, but he's not really that good. He can be good. Pig, C tier. She has stealth at the sacrifice of movement speed. She has lethality, kind of, which is in the form of her dash. You can use it at loops to counter them. I've done it multiple times. Not even multiple times. I've done it so many times I can't even count. It works normally if the survivor's not smart, and if it doesn't work, then then it's probably because they ran away from the loop, which means the mind game there is just crouch and uncrouch, and then they'll most likely leave the loop. Only bad thing is you could make them go to a better loop, and then you'll probably just have to leave that because it does get them some distance if they play it right. But if you play it right too, it can also win for you. So it depends. She also has slowdown and slight detection, I'd say, because I have walked past lockers and heard it. I have been able to pull off mind games because you can hear the trap pretty clearly. And yeah. Detection, I guess, if you know that survivors are around the area and you see a trap comes off. I have actually had a time where I knew where a survivor was because they took off the trap, and I seen a notification around there. Not at the box, but around there. Maybe a gen or something, I don't remember. And then the trap came off, and then I knew to go over there. And then I found her. Huntress, A tier. I think she is in front of all these people. Maybe not Executioner. Maybe she's around. I'm gonna put him in front. I have skilled Huntress, obviously. The trophy, obviously the trophy. Down 24 survivors down 100 survivors from 24 meters away. It's different on PS4. I play on PS4, which means that that trophy obviously means I'm a good Huntress. I can throw a hatchet or two pretty well. So because of that, I'm gonna put her A tier. To throw a good hatchet, you basically win the chase because she has really short cooldown after hatchet. You do the combo, short hatchet up close, melee, follow up melee, really quick chase. She has slight map pressure if you can hit those shots. When I used to play Huntress, I would get a cross map or two every game, most likely. Maybe even more. I've had some really good games with her. Huntress is good. She really is. And I think she is A tier. She's probably in front of Executioner because she can throw over loops, she can throw over pallets, windows, she can throw over across the map. Like I said, she's good. And Bubba, probably top of D tier. I'll give him top of D tier. His chainsaw buff isn't all that good. It's still really easy to counter. You can still throw a pallet down and he'll have to break it. He can't blink or phase or really mind game all that well. If the survivor's smart, the chase is going to last a while. That's basically it. Bubba, if you get a survivor out of position, he will punish them severely, probably the most out of any killer here, just because it's so hard to miss a chainsaw on an out of position survivor. Maybe Huntress will punish harder just because hatchet melee, but it really depends on how good of a Huntress or Bubba you are. But that does conclude the tier list. So I really hope you guys agree with me. I really think that these two are top tier. Maybe Spirit's less than that. Like I said, Oni and Spirit probably go in A+. Huntress is definitely A tier, maybe A+ tier if you're really good with her. But that's these people I agree with. These people, yeah. Maybe Michael's B, but I don't know. I'll actually move him to the top of C tier, but she's definitely up there. But yeah, this is basically what I think of the tier list. This is how a tier list should really be. All killers have something going for them. They do something in the game and they have a purpose, and they're all pretty good in their own ways. Except really there are some killers that get outshined in they have one thing, like Deathslinger, they have one thing going for them, and then one other killer does it way better than them. Huntress, I'd say, so I'm gonna put him way at D tier. So like I said, that does conclude the tier list. Please like and subscribe, obviously. Obviously, I'm going to ask for that because this did take a while to make. I do love tier list videos, though, so I'm probably going to make more soon. Thank you so much for watching this far, and please consider my opinion because these are solid picks in my opinion. These are where they should go, and bye.